Hey, I just want to welcome everybody to our apartment hotel investing insights online meetup. A couple announcements real quick. I had sent emails out about some of the changes that are going on as far as getting international investors. Going to continue to do that, trying to bring more people in from outside the U.S. as well. Uh, another couple changes too. A lot of the things for the actual branding of the group has changed too as well. If you take a look at the YouTube channel, that's changed a little bit. We've added a knowledge section that's going to be putting 2 videos up a month. And also in addition to that, there are going to be 10 shorts that are going to go out too as well. In addition to that, which the speakers don't know about this yet, that they're going to be shorts that they're going to get of the speech that they can take for themselves and that we can put on the site too as well. So it'll be a multi-purpose for social media and also for the YouTube channel as well. Again, I just want to welcome everybody and let me just introduce our two speakers. First of all, you have Joseph Lambert and Andrea Baratta. The two topics will be Joseph Lambert will be talking about real estate financing in 2024 to 2025 using AI to automate workflows and capital raising, accelerate data-driven investment decisions, and maximize profitability. Andrea will be talking about how to scale your business, not your cost, with AI-driven automation. Let me go through their bios. Joseph Lambert's bio. Joseph Lambert has over 40 years of experience in direct investments. He has personally invested billions of dollars as Chief Business Development Officer at Echo Capital LLC. Joseph is responsible for deploying 500 million in available funds across various sectors, including new development loans, multifamily unit loans, commercial and real estate loans, and innovative financing solutions like stock and Bitcoin-backed loans. In addition, Joseph is the managing member of Lambert Special Situations LLC, which recently acquired EmpowerMate, a leading AI firm specializing in next-gen custom AI technology. His extensive expertise in both real estate and AI has enabled him to drive innovative strategies that maximize returns and streamline investment processes. First, Andrea's bio. Andrea Baratta spent the past decade scaling a business from 1 to 300 million AUD, experiencing firsthand the immense challenge of growth, mounting stress from inefficiencies, rising costs, and unrelenting scarcity of time. Recognizing the toll these hurdles took, Andrea turned to AI-driven automation to streamline operations and regain control, transferring the chaos into scalable success. Now, Andrea is dedicated to helping our other businesses harness the power of AI to overcome challenges, enabling them to thrive rather than simply survive. And with that, I'll turn it over to Joseph Lambert so he can go through the presentation. And after that, we'll have Andrea after him.
Thank you, Charles. I appreciate that. Can you hear me okay? Let me know.
Yeah, I can
Everyone,
hear you.
I'm Joseph Lambert, managing member. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Good, good. Okay. So I'm Joseph Lambert. I'm the managing member of Lambert Special Situations LLC. I'm really excited today to share with you some insights on how we're strategically deploying $500 million using cutting edge artificial intelligence to optimize capital efficiencies, streamline workflows, and ultimately boost investment returns. As I present, please feel free to leave your questions in the chat room. And at the end, I'll respond to as many of the questions as we can. So just go ahead and as we go along in the presentation, just go ahead and post your question in the chat room. And we'll get to that when we can. Okay, in this presentation, the key takeaways are how we are using AI to deploy $500 million in capital and how to do that efficiently. One breakthrough in this field is EmpowerMate's AI-driven OmniMates. OmniMates acts as a personal AI assistant, combining real-time data analysis with predictive intelligence. They're designed specifically for real estate professionals, supporting everything from capital raising workflows to compliance, transaction management, and even personalized recommendations for growth. With OmniMates, users can stay ahead of the market trends and make faster, data-driven decisions. They help eliminate bottlenecks in financing and optimize every aspect of capital development. These AI-powered assistants are reshaping real estate financing, making them indispensable tools for success in today's fast-paced market, AI-enhanced landscape. This webinar is designed specifically for professionals that with the intersection of real estate and technology. We're bringing together real estate operators and capital raisers aiming to streamline capital raising processes, especially for projects up to $50 million. We'll also cover strategic innovations for tech executives and directors seeking data-driven solutions, as well as investment bankers and private equity firms looking to manage high-value transactions with enhanced security through AI. And finally, for new investors and startups, we'll explore scalable strategies for raising capital in the commercial real estate sector. Our goal is to ensure that each participant leaves equipped with valuable AI tools to navigate today's complex financing landscapes. Now, let's talk about the best ways we can start using AI to transfer your workflows, capital raising efforts, and investment decisions. Well, I guess the first thing you could do is maybe think about hiring your teenager now while they still know everything, at least according to them. Or you can go to option A, which is take courses in AI and automation to learn hands-on and apply it directly. Option B is to hire an experienced AI or automation firm. And finally, option C is to try a free AI platform like empowermate.app. This gives you direct access to tools that can start transforming your process right away. I'm the Chief Development Officer at Echo Capital, a direct lender offering specialized loans for stocks, Bitcoin, Ethereum, equipment, and real estate, starting at $3 million and above. At Echo, we provide seamless developmental capital services for projects covering everything from land acquisition to construction, making financing simpler for you. For multifamily developments, we close in as fast as 30 days, helping your project stay on time and profitable. We also offer flexible funding for commercial industrial developments and revenue-producing properties with terms up to 30 years, so you could expand or restructure as needed. And for those looking to diversify into single-family rentals, our capital options make it easy to grow your portfolio. If refinancing is your goal, we offer competitive rates and quick 30-day closings to unlock fresh capital when you need it. At Echo, our goal is to streamline complex projects so you can focus on what matters, growth and returns. For those seeking capital or intermediaries applying on behalf of clients, our process is simple. First, when submitting applications, email me a concise transaction summary, jlambert@echo.com, which will be posted later in this presentation also. Please include details like company name, contact info, type of loan, amount needed, specific use of funds, the project address. We typically respond within 24 to 48 hours, business days. Next, responsiveness is key. I can't emphasize this enough. Quick replies to questions that we ask help streamline the process. Finally, keep in mind that loan rates and terms are only provided after we have full review and information. It's like putting a piece of the puzzle together. If you don't have all the pieces, you can't really know the full picture. A recent success story, however, is one client applied in the morning and received a letter of intent and funding by that afternoon, and it was due to the efficient communication between the client and us. Clear, responsive communication really does expedite approvals. Partnering with EmpowerMate has truly transformed our operations. Their next-gen AI-driven workflows gave us clarity and control across leads, sales, and cash flow. With over 40 years of AI expertise, they ensure every digital touchpoint is both efficient and impactful. In just a year, EmpowerMate helped me expand my network significantly, growing my C-level contacts and connections to nearly 29,000 followers, and my follower database to 113,000. If you'd like to see proof of those results firsthand for yourself, I'm happy to share screenshots upon signing an NDA. As we look forward to 2025, we're seeing exciting advancements in cognitive digital twins and predictive property management. By this time, digital twins will combine real-time monitoring with powerful predictive analytics, offering real estate operators valuable insights on cash flow, capital needs, and even tenant behavior. Imagine a digital twin for a high-rise forecasting cash flow needs based on occupancy, enabling proactive financing. For capital raising, real-time data from these twins can attract equity crowdfunding by demonstrating real returns and allow for green bonds through energy optimization. Our OmniMates will play a pivotal role here, integrating data from the Internet of Things devices to provide these predictive insights, helping property managers manage financing needs and coordinate green bonds and crowdfunding seamlessly. Looking at 2026, autonomous operations driven by AI and IoT will redefine building management. Imagine buildings that automatically adjust energy usage and monitor security and compliance, cutting costs and enhancing asset values, which in turn appeals to investors. For capital raising, this capability opens doors to debt financing for energy efficiency, like green loans.
I don't think so. I don't know, I might be wrong.
And sale and leaseback models for added liquidity.
You're muted, by the way. You're muted.
Thank you very much for telling me that. I don't know. Charles, you got this? Okay, going back to the slide, for capital raising, this capability opens doors to debt financing and energy efficiency like green loans and sale and leaseback models for added liquidity. Here, OmniMates are crucial, constantly tracking energy and compliance data. This alignment with green metrics boosts financing opportunities, helping property managers attract eco-conscious investors. As we approach 2027, AI will bring powerful real-time market simulations, allowing firms to quickly adjust capital allocations based on economic conditions. Picture a property portfolio that instantly adapts its strategy to shifts in regulation or the economy. This capability transforms capital raising through predictive refinancing, which identifies the optimal refinancing windows, and private placement memorandums that offer data-backed forecasts. Here, OmniMates monitor market data continuously, advising on refinancing and capital allocation to maximize returns, even during market volatility. By 2028, we expect AI to enable fully autonomous real estate transactions. These transactions will leverage blockchain for security, automating compliance across borders and streamlining international deals. Imagine a global real estate company completing transactions in real time with compliance seamlessly embedded in the process. In capital raising, we'll see tokenized real estate shares, allowing fractional ownership through blockchain and convertible debt financing that offers equity conversion for flexible investment. OmniMates will manage these workflows, providing compliance checks and documentation, which enhances transparency and appeals to institutional investors. How about 2029? Generative AI will allow for adaptive real estate designs that adjust based on tenant needs, enhancing the tenant experience and boosting asset value. Imagine a co-working space that shifts its layout weekly based on tenant behavior, balancing collaboration areas and private workspace seamlessly. For capital raising, these tenant-centric spaces attract impact investors focused on tenant satisfaction and even community-based crowdfunding, drawing local investors who value responsive designs. OmniMates will analyze tenant satisfaction and recommend layout changes, helping managers secure financing aligned with adaptive real estate models. As we reach 2030, quantum-powered AI will revolutionize real estate management. These systems will handle real-time operations, tenant management, and financial planning, enabling properties to adjust rents, maintenance, and investments instantly based on market shifts. Imagine a property management firm using quantum data to optimize rental rates and financial performance across its portfolio in real time. This opens up new capital raising avenues like quantum-driven syndication, which targets large investors, and dynamic REITs that adjust portfolios instantly. OmniMates will help bridge users to quantum insights, delivering powerful, actionable investment recommendations. So why are we not doing this now? Well, the roadblock is not technology, it's our own ability to harness and leverage it. So to wrap up, OmniMates are truly at the core of AI-enhanced real estate financing. By integrating AI and predictive analytics, OmniMates streamline every step of financing and capital raising workflows, for decision-making to capital allocation. They provide real-time insights, ensure regulatory compliance, and automate key operations, equipping real estate professionals with tools to overcome investment challenges. In today's AI-driven landscape, OmniMates offers unmatched support for maximizing profitability, operational efficiency, and appeal to investors, keeping firms ahead in an ever-evolving industry. I'm happy to send you this report here on Future Trends Report. This report provides a forward-looking analysis of real estate financing with AGI and ASI's advancement, expanded capital raising opportunities, and reshaping investment landscapes through 2080. For a copy of this report, you can email me at admin@empowermate.info. So my partner has been monitoring the chats, and we will be getting to those questions after we hear from Andrea. Andrea, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Joseph. Let me just share my screen. Can you see it? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
I take it yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Joseph. It's really exciting to see the possibilities that AI is providing, and how it's really changing the landscape. Hi, everyone. What I would like to do in the next few minutes is just to show how you can combine the current AI tools with automation to benefit your business, to grow and scale your business. My name is Andrea Baratta, and I'm the founder of Profit AI Lab. Our mission is to help our clients scale their businesses without scaling costs with AI-driven automation. Charles mentioned that before. I spent the past 10 years scaling a business from 1 to 30 million. And I'm familiar, and I know how stressful it could be. And the problems the people face are often the same. You got cash flow issues, trying to keep the costs under control. You got inefficiencies, making it hard to scale. And you lack time, and you struggle with work-life balance. Unfortunately, 10 years ago, we didn't have the same technologies and tools that we have today. Everything but then would have been easier and faster if I could use a lot of the AI and automation that I'm using today. So my passion is to help other businesses to grow without the stress I went through using these exact same technologies. So what is AI-driven automation? If you think about a typical business process, you can imagine that as a sequence of tasks and data that flows from one task to another. Now, AI is a magnificent tool, is a great tool to complete tasks, If you think of ChatGPT that you might be familiar with, you know that you can produce text, you can produce contracts, draft email, draft proposals, even legal documents. You can create videos, you can create images. Now you can even code. The output, however, is static, stays in ChatGPT. So it won't really help your business unless you can use that output as an input to the next step of the process. And this is what automation essentially does. When you combine the two technologies together, you can really harness the power of these tools and save money, because you can remove some of the manual processes, you save time, and you become more efficient because you reduce human error, and you got a system that is scalable. It operates 24/7 without stopping. So what we see with our clients is that, on the assumption that you got a product or a service to sell, the biggest challenges they face that prevent them from scaling are processes and technologies. So what I want to do is just to give you an example that you might be familiar with, or some of you might be familiar with, a simple loan application process. If you think about this process, you have an applicant submitting a request online or by email or maybe by phone. And what do you need to do? You need to collect the data, add the data maybe in a CRM, check the information. Maybe something is missing, so you have to go back to the applicant, ask for more information. Maybe you have to follow up a few times. And then when you're happy with the documents, you need to analyze the documents. And then based on some parameters, you might approve or reject the application, and then send maybe a letter of intent to the applicant. Well, this is an expensive manual process that takes up a lot of time. So what could you do about it? Well, first of all, for example, if you think about in terms of automations, you can you want to funnel all the applicants in a database, for example, Airtable, for different reasons. You want all the applicants or the data in one place. Once you have the data in one place, you can run regular reports to get insights. And then you can trigger powerful automation as the applicants come in, or you might have, like in this case, a button that you can press to process an application, or you can create a lot of different triggers. So in this case, once we have a database where we can collect all the information, we have automated the first 2-3 steps of the process. But wouldn't be really helpful, though, in terms of money and time saves, unless you push the automation down the line, right? Well, with tools like Make.com or Zapier, today it's possible to do exactly this. And you can press a button, so that's your input, and you trigger, and you see as a result the applicant receiving automatically a letter of intent in his or her inbox. Well, in the background, you don't see it, but the automation runs a lot of different steps. In our case, we have, we can send text or an SMS to clients or applicants, informing them on the status of the applications. We have automations that will update the databases with the latest information, and we can run AI tools that do tasks. So once we have all the documents, we can get an AI tool to analyze the documents, produce a letter of intent, and send it to the applicant. So you can create a lot of different automations in the background. It's transparent for the user, but it will make you save a lot of time and money. I mentioned AI. So if you've used ChatGPT, you know that you can upload files and you can even analyze a PDF or a document, but the output is stuck into ChatGPT. You can't really do much about it. You can't use the output as an input of another step. So you really need tools like the Omnimates that are custom GPTs trained on your company data to be able to automate the whole process. When you connect all these tools into the automation, you can pretty much automate the whole process. And by doing this, you can really save time because you don't have to do it. The automation will run and the AI will run the process. You save money and you make your business more efficient and scalable. This is just a simple example. There are, of course, an unlimited number of use cases. I'm sure that you will get the presentation. I've added some use cases in the slides. You can go through them. I've listed a few here. But the key takeaway is that there has never been a better time to be in business. You have a wide range of tools available that can really help you build more profitable businesses, save your time, and grow without the stress that I went through. These are a few more use cases. If you want to know more or simply connect with me, these are my details. And I'll stick around. I will be in the chat if you got any question. Otherwise, yeah, feel free to connect and we can chat later on. Thank you very much. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you, Andrea. Oh, I see that there's a hand up to ask a question. Go ahead. I think, Charles, you have to unmute people.
So my question is directed to Andrea. Andrea, following your presentation, what I'd like to understand are what are the services that your company offers in this process? Are you helping companies automate, or are you just sharing tools that you've incorporated in your organization?
Now, we do consultancy as well. So we help companies. There is a first meeting where we understand the processes that you follow in your business. And then we provide recommendation of what can be automated. And we can either teach you how to do it, or we can do it for you, depending if you got time or you prefer to do it yourself.
Interesting. I'm going to send you a direct message. I need to do that at scale for a project that I'm working on. And I think this will be very interesting.
Yeah, I think you got my details.
Yes.
I think you got the presentation, and my details are on the last slide.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, that's exciting.
Now, just as a reminder, Omnimates, which is by empowermate.app, is a free app that you can try out to actually apply, for your situation. Maybe look at it and see if that helps to automate the systems for you as well.
Yes, that's definitely, it's an individual thing, but there's a need to do this at scale for millions of companies around the world at a time for a project that we're doing, a marketplace we're building out. So yes, I'll be looking at both. The part two of my question was for you, Joseph, in particular. I received your response in reference to the process of tokenizing real estate. What I was trying to understand is, where is it that your firm fits within that process? What are the services that you're offering as part of that process? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, stand by 1 second. I think that tokenization creates some very interesting opportunities in the marketplace to be able to, break it down. So that service, is actually provided by Omnimates, and that's all part of what's in the Omnimate, program there. But just give me a moment. I'm going to kind of dig for some further details to help answer that question. So, again, I'm going to point to the trial, at empowermate.app, that you can try. But the tokenization, as I mentioned in the presentation, is going to be able to actually break it down to where smaller investors could actually get into the process through the tokenization. And I think that's something that we are looking forward to, maybe not right at the moment. So.
Okay, no worries. I was thinking that you were involved with actually executing on the tokenization process. No worries. Thanks for that clarification.
Yeah, you bet. One of the things that we do at Echo Capital is we do loans against the collateral of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So then you could actually, if somebody has some Bitcoin, they could put that up as collateral, and then we loan against that. So that it would be helpful in that. The other thing is when you try the free trial, I would be very curious for you to go ahead and ask that into our OmniMates, that very question, and let OmniMates kind of dig deeper and give you a further response.
So you put
Okay,
your
well,
questions
I guess
in
I'll
the
jump
chat
in with
area.
another question. It's fine. Don't mean to hog the mic, but if nobody
I like that little hand raising thing there that goes on. It's pretty cool.
like whatever.
Yeah.
You mentioned that your firm is dealing with a number of commercial transactions, and it seemed that you were across sectors, for example, and also that you were even lending in global markets. Is that correct? Is that a correct understanding?
Yeah, the lending in global markets is not happening at the moment for Echo Capital.
Okay.
However, that's what we're expanding into. If we can automate all these processes and everything, and people do it, we will be expanding into international markets as well. Right now, with Echo Capital, the process is strictly domestic, or they can be domestic companies, um, and and those domestic companies here for real estate in particular. But I will want to add this other thing is lending global is only through Bitcoin and stock loans right now. So we can actually take foreign nationals who want to loan and put up as collateral Bitcoin or stock loans. We are working on that, and we are doing that live now.
Very interesting. Okay, I'll definitely follow up with you about a very interesting scenario that includes real estate, Bitcoin, and international markets. So,
Interesting. We're working on one project like that even right now because the Bitcoin gives it the security that we need. We're all about, evaluating the risk of investment and what the collaterals put up. So when you have Bitcoin and you have real estate project you're doing, that gives us a lot more comfortable, and it reduces our risk, which is what we're trying to evaluate.
yes. All right, definitely, definitely. We're following up. Charles, I'm telling you, talk about timing, man.
Happy to help.
Oh, by the way, one of our transactions that we're close on right now is a $400 million real estate transaction that's using Bitcoin as its collateral. So we're in the process of doing that right now.
And that's interesting. Is that asset presented as a SPV, or how is the asset being presented in terms of the portfolio? Is it a REIT, or how is it structured, or do you know?
Well, I mean, they are using, okay, the first thing is the collateral, the Bitcoin is there, to give it the equity, kicker that it needs. And then what happens, the financing to do, it's really a real estate transaction, 9 different parcels, around. I don't want to go into too many details about that. But it is several, properties, but it is one client, that's doing
Okay.
all of that.
All this is good so far. You haven't said
Yeah.
anything. It's not different than my scenario, just the locations. I have 20 somethings, and so far those
Yeah.
details line up. Okay. So yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Ha. Ha ha ha. See, it's about setting intention. So part of what we do in the wellness, I'm in the wellness business. And this morning, as I was on my morning walk, I said I needed to set a particular intention for the day, and it needed to be blissful and seamless, and all of the contacts needed to be worthwhile. So
Yeah, yeah. By the way, when the important thing when you're doing a Bitcoin, loan that we're using as collateral, the biggest hurdle that we have to overcome is where did it come from, and how did you initially acquire that, the provenance of that particular coin. It's just basically part of. It's not too extensive, the process. It's like there's no personal guarantees, there's no corporate guarantees that we need because we have the coin as our collateral.
Mhm.
So what we do run into though is giving us a good in this transaction, they bought these Bitcoins many years ago at the very beginning at $1, $1.50, and you can imagine where it is now.
Mhm.
And so they're having to go back and prove, where the transaction and where the money came from that they bought that, initial transaction. That's all the anti-money laundering, programs that are going on. That's why the provenance of the Bitcoin is very important.
Yeah, we're all responsible to KYC,
Yeah.
and document everything about our transactions. Yes. No. Okay, this is exciting stuff, though. Definitely an uptick. I've been on the road and I had stopped for a second, and now to be back, kind of going, wait a second, who's on first? Where are we? I was being yelled at today about a group waiting for me to respond. They're like, we got 200 million over here, a soft approval. Why haven't you responded? I'm like, no, I'm trying to respond to everything. It's just
Yeah.
not enough of me to go around. Like, oh my God, but also
You
still.
need a OmniMate personal assistant.
Absolutely. That's what I was looking at. And then when Andrea did his presentation, because, I'm a Lean Six Sigma black belt. And so I'm always developing and improving processes, but I'm so happy to dump that part of my brain on my AI solution and let it take.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever have to sit up there and do another process configuration, but we're doing workflows right now to do our business development cells as well as our investor outreach. And so we were on with my tech team today working on another workflow. And I'm like, after I finish this, that's my next assignment, work on another workflow. And I'm like, could I be one
Yeah.
and done already? Like, but anyway, enough about that.
Good.
Yeah, it's so great. So great.
Other questions?
Yes, I have a question. What kind of equity need? How much equity need for the loan? If it's $10 million, how much the owner has to come up with equity or some other equity to build up to that loan?
That's Ken, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Ken, for the question. It depends, again, it's going to be on what bucket that particular project is going into. So, Ken, let's assume that you have a real estate project, and whether it's, commercial, multifamily, the structure of the loan is going to look something like this. If you have a construction of a project and you're building it with the intent that you've got the permits together and you just need the financing to construct a project. At the end, you're going to sell that project. There are two really key aspects, and everybody knows this about real estate. There's the LTV or the LTC. And in the case of Echo Capital, we will do an LTV at about 65%. And I think this is addressing your question, right? About equity and how much you need.
Yes.
So 65%, but we're very generous on what that appraisal of that property is. We'll take a reputable, broker, real estate broker, and their assessment of what they're going to sell that property for at the end, and we will do an LTV based on the end sale of that property. So therefore, you could be in excess of 100% on that, just because we're giving you the benefit at the end of the sale price. The second minimum thing that you'd have to meet is the LTC, loan to cost. That one is going to be at 85%, typically. Nothing is locked in stone here. This is just an example of a general way that the transaction is structured. We do loans that actually max out at about 2 years, and then we will assist you in finding that more permanent financing, and that's where we go. So, does that answer the question, Ken?
Yes. And what is if I want to keep the property, what is a loan ratio
Well,
that,
if you intend to keep the property, we're going to be looking to be paid off, in that 2 year term period that we have. So you either get an extended loan on that. That will then depend upon where the value of that property is appraised at that time. You'll still be looking at probably certainly an LTV component of that. But that is going to be a much higher value if you decide to, keep that property. We're just looking to get our loan paid off. That's all.
basically your loan is for 2 years or
That's
sooner?
correct. Right.
Got it. And if I'm buying an existing building and I want to remodel and
Hmm.
then sell it, that will work, right?
Oh, that definitely would work.
And if I
Even the
want,
other scenario works too. If you decide to keep it, you're just going to have to refinance and pay our loan off and go from there.
and what is the cost I'm looking at?
That's a difficult question, and really it depends on a lot of parameters that, a lot of people will ask us, well, what's the interest rate? What's your projection? What are the cost? Well, that's where we have to collect the data and the information. Then what we do, as I mentioned in the presentation, we'll give you an LOI within 24 to 48 hours if we have the data and information enough to do that. Um, what we what we then will do is we'll issue an LOI, and that's where all the terms and conditions. There's no obligation there. It's a non-binding term sheet LOI, as we call it. Then we go into a meeting where we go in with the underwriting. We then negotiate all the final points of all that LOI so that both parties are comfortable. At the end of that conversation, if everybody has agreed, we change the LOI on the spot. Everybody's agreed to it. We send out a binding LOI says that we are going to fund your project. You have 7 days to sign it, or our funding goes away. That's how the process goes with us.
And does the buyer has to put his own cash or it could be only equity?
Not sure I understand the question. You said, does the buyer put his own cash into or equity? We don't care. We just want the equity,
Okay, no, for
in the
example,
project.
property is $10 million. I'm buying for 6 million. Do I have to still put some cash from my pocket also, or no?
Yeah, typically, you meet the LTV requirement there significantly. And so it may be that if you can get that appraisal, that's something that we'll evaluate in underwriting just to make sure that we have enough equity there to, issue the LOI. So I don't know if I can specifically answer that, except for the fact that, it looks like you have a 60% LTV, based on what you just told me. But we'll evaluate that and let you know in underwriting when we get you the terms.
Hey, Joe, I just have a quick question here. Just curious about why would it be advantageous for me to get a Bitcoin loan versus a regular dollar loan from a bank that just works in dollars?
Well, let's say, for example, you're in the position like our client right now who bought the Bitcoin at $1.50, and now you're looking at 85,000. Was that the close today? I'm not sure, but it was way up there. Does anybody know that? It's about 85,000, big record today. So why would you do a Bitcoin loan? Because it's a lot of value you can use as collateral. If you sell it, you have a lot of capital gains tax to pay. So that's why this client is highly motivated to do a Bitcoin loan. And the other thing about that is that the Bitcoin loans are very efficient. We don't require a lot of information. We don't the paperwork and everything like that is reduced greatly, so we'll close a Bitcoin loan transaction within 2 weeks. We do a regular, bank transaction, we could be 30 to 60 days.
But if Bitcoin
So,
sinks down and drops by 30,000, then I'm left holding the bag, aren't I?
well, you're going to have an 80% threshold. Okay. So either what that means is if your loan and value goes, let's say you do a 60% LTV on the Bitcoin, let's say it drops dramatically, goes down, and now you're about an 80%. Well, that's going to be the threshold. We're going to call you and say, put more capital in, or we're going to sell some of your Bitcoin. That's how that works. Very typical of a brokerage, stock margin account.
Okay, so I'm betting that Bitcoin is going to keep going up and up, and that way I can take advantage of this program.
Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't necessarily have to go up and up, because there is some cushion in there,
Sure.
in the margin and the volatility.
Thanks.
You bet.
I have a quick question that's slightly off topic. Or it's on topic, but is that okay?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Do you have a prediction for what do you think Bitcoin's gonna cap out at in 2024?
I don't, but since the Trump administration came in, it's just been skyrocketing ever since, because of possible favorable, regulatory environment, in that situation. I can't personally prognosticate, where it's going to go. It's just been incredible volatility, and mostly to the upside right now.
I can take a guess. I think it's going to either go up or go down.
Oh, I love it.
Take that to the bank.
My prediction was 100,000 for 2024.
Okay.
But the way it's looking right now, I think it's gonna cap like 120 maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah, what's your minimum loan is 3 million?
3 million on the real estate transactions, other transactions. Bitcoin, however, is a little different. We will reduce our minimums down to 1 million. So if you wanted $1 million loan against a Bitcoin, you'd have to put up basically, just for simplicity's sake, you'd have to put up $2 million worth of Bitcoin in order to, have that LTV threshold, or maybe it's a little less than 2 million, if you do the math.
This is the quietest group of so-called commercial real estate and investment folks. What's wrong with you guys? Had a rough weekend. No energy over here. It's like, what? You got beat up over there? No, I'm sorry. I guess not all of us are so full of bliss. Charles, what's going on?
I want to qualify one thing that I said, because I know this is being recorded. I may have slipped slightly, but it is a loan against Bitcoin, not of Bitcoin. So
Right.
that's what I meant to say. It's collateral of Bitcoin.
Right.
So I hope everybody understood that.
Well, good people, I'm going to vacate. If there's any veterans in the house, I'd like to say thank you for your service. I hope you had a fabulous day, and
Yes, we
glad to
have a
have shared
few.
some time with you all tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good questions.
Thank you.
Good to meet you.
Okay, if that's all the questions, what we'll do is end the recording.